G'day, this is Captainoob, and there is one question on my mind. Can you solve a colossal problem with a submachine gun? Now, the one we've chosen to utilize today is going to be an anti-armor one with extra fire rate for that increased DPS, and we managed to roll one with braking 50% slower, so definitely a more of a marathon runner style submachine gun. Now, I do back anti-armor over bloodied nowadays just for bossing because they've got the damage reduction, and then you've also got the little damage resistance they have along with that. So if you punch through 50% of that, the damage reduction still stays the same. But you'll just end up doing a little bit more damage, especially when you're doing that much. So generally, I think you could probably back anti-armor in those sort of ways just to get yourself a little bit of damage if you are hitting for less. But if you've got a bloodied thing that you still like, then it's fine. But I think generally I'll choose anti-armor. And that's pretty much it for the weapon. You see it's just kind of got the standard parts that I usually have it. In fact, this was a bloodied fire rate variant before I just overwrote the legendary effects. You'll see that I've got 13,000 rounds. I think I started the fight with about... Oh, I don't actually know. I think it was over 16,000. It was not a hugely ammo-intense fight. It'd be more than a combat rifle, but still. So we've got Commando perks, obviously. You got Tank Killer, very important, so we're ignoring a little bit more armor with that. It stacks well with the anti-armor legendary effect. Got Ground Pounder and one concentrated fire just so it can target specific limbs. I've chucked a couple more points into Endurance here and made good use of it. And there's a couple of Stimpack perks that I didn't end up utilizing at all. We've got Mr. Sandman and Covert Operative, good sneak attack crit bonuses out of those. Adrenaline, bit of gun feel if you want to target a bunch of mobs and shoot them all in quick succession. Tormentor's there to pin him. We get some use out of that. We've got Bloody Mess, Critical Savvy, and better criticals for smashing crits every other shot, because if I look to my luck thing at the moment, it'd be... Okay, I'm not out of Nerd Rage, but if I'm in Nerd Rage, I get another 3 on that, so that's over 34. Over 33. So that's a crit every other shot. But I'm thinking we're firing this thing too fast at 107 for the game to actually register it. So I found it was a little bit wishy-washy. You can tell when it does crit because the numbers will be significantly higher, but it wasn't every other shot. Maybe if we weren't playing on a server, didn't have to wait for the client and the server to communicate. It was like if we were playing this offline, we would have actually seen that come into fruition. It would have been a lot better. But for what it's worth, I think we did okay despite the gameplay you're about to see. And yeah, we've got some legendary perks as well. We've got Take One for the team for some reason. Normally I have Far-Flung Fireworks, but I guess that's doing nothing anyway. I think I just put that on for a demonstration the other day. I didn't end up doing anything with that, so that's fine. Mainly it's follow through here. We've got a bunch of these little extra perk thingies so I can stack more things in just to give my build a little bit more versatility and some extra points in charisma and endurance like I usually don't have. And with that explained, let's get into the fight, eh? Alright, so we're about 30 seconds away from starting, so we'll just summon the Wendigos and kill them. Just got to make sure we're getting the right amount of sneak critical damage. Yep. So close quarters, this thing's going to do work, so we have to stay close, and I'll try to demonstrate that now. So that's, yeah, I was getting like half damage from like 2 more meters back there. That's kind of weird. Possibly that might be due to tenderizer and something like follow through. But yeah, that'll do. But we'll run down here, run down as close as we can get a little bit of adrenaline, I guess, before starting this fight, or utilize a little bit of it. And we want to get nice and close. So that's 37 damage, which is not terrible, but we're going to use this thing a lot less in bats than I'd like, unfortunately. And we'll try to get some lucky crippling here. Not happening yet, and even back there we will take, he's doing 17 damage, we'll creep forward and do a little bit more, or is that adrenaline worn off? Alright, that's one leg down. Try to get him into a spot where he's a little bit more open to being circled around. I think that's got him. Yeah, he's stopped moving, that's good. Let's go for his poisonous head and spam some criticals. Or we'll try to get as many criticals as we can with the with the game slowing us down heaps. We're supposed to be getting a critical every other shot, so maybe we'll just hammer on the trigger. That might make it work better. We've got a mouse button when we may as well utilize it, and we're getting through the AP bar very quickly here. The rate of fire on this thing is massive, and the AP in comparison to other weapons is not that bad, but even with that, the rounds per minute this thing's firing and the VATS cost of the rounds, they're doing a pretty good job. So 34 damage to the head is not bad. We'll have to reset here. And pop down here. Yeah. Try to find Earl on his way back. Oops, got to reload. That's not good. That's unfortunate. We'll get that back. Wait for him to come over. And in the meantime, we'll drink some of this. There we go. Nerd Rage. Getting that slight, tiny little bit of extra damage. So for whatever reason, didn't bother to cripple that leg, or that one's just completely healed for some reason. Not sure what that's on about. Alright, now he's buggered. He's sort of sitting there. It's not bad. It's not terrible damage, but we're going to be doing this for a while. The rate of fire, again, that's what I like about it. We're using a whole lot of bullets, but even without the quad, I think the mag capacity on this is really shining, because you can just fire for a long time, firing these tiny little, actually 45s are pretty big, but you know, it feels like you're doing damage. Like, the numbers on the screen would indicate a lot of damage, but compared to what you'd be getting with other weapons that fire the same cartridge, well, I think so. I think they are firing the same cartridge, because it's all 45s. I guess we're supposed to believe that the 45s that you find in combat rifles are like long Colts, and these are just the standard ACPs, the 45 autos that you get in the DLC in New Vegas with Joshua Graham in it. It's a Storm Drummer. Unfortunately, there's no like references to the White Legs or the Sorrows or the Dead Horse tribals. You can have that outfit on, so that's why we chose Nuka Girl. Because jetpacking, there we go. That's both legs crippled. We got kind of lucky there, and he's sort of. Oh, he's hit full reverse now. He's standing in the damage over time. Yeah, it's just a bug. Don't worry about it. I wonder if we can actually bust his pathing a little bit more. If we make him face the drill, let's see if we can get him to back into it. That would be funny. That'd be very funny. I'm gonna see if I can do that. I'm going to get into the damage over time here, so maybe we shouldn't do that. Now is not the time for experimentation, although that does give us some supremely good cover here. Normally you don't get this good cover, and since he spits from his middle head and we've got a free shot at one of those heads. Yeah, okay, he's backed himself into a really dodgy spot there. If I can position myself just behind this crate, that's gonna kill me. Have a quick replay of where those things were. I think we successfully ducked under them, but this has been a pretty terrible run, actually. Not doing this weapon any favors, but I feel like we've got the power here to do it, regardless of my player performance and gravity not fucking working. Love that. Can't even get that right at Fallout 76. It was a lure him closer, and we've been fairly unlucky with... Don't punch the air, that gets you instantly detected, don't you know? Yeah. What was I on about? Don't know. Just a little bit unlucky. But it's gonna be a comfortable win here, I think, and I'm not really caring about Nerd Rage, because how much damage were you losing? Not much. Most of our damage does come from means other than like Nerd Rage and whatever those other pissy little bonuses are, so we'll keep going. I do think the extra 50% thing... Oh, good. Fuck off, Wendigos. Ooh, accidentally bumped into one. There we go, back in the caution. I mean, we may as well just pick off the odd Wendigo here just to gather some adrenaline, right? That might do something. I think I see a bunch of them standing over there, as per fucking usual. bit of gun feel action here, sort of midway. He will summon more if he detects us now instead of screaming, I suppose, so that does make it somewhat worth it. That should be full adrenaline now. Try to lure him over here again. The submachine gun is very controllable, which is funny because in real life they kick quite a lot, and I think the problems they had was the balance of them. Yeah, nice damage over time, cocksucker. That's why it's got 3 heads, by the way. 3 at once. I see 100 damage there, which is not too bad, but I feel like we're firing too fast for the gun to actually comprehend, or the game to actually comprehend exactly how much crits we're spamming on here. Yeah, I'm gonna go over here. And he's sort of mobile. Generally like to pin him in place, but we'll have him running about a bit. We don't have any environmental hazards to worry about, so we'll be fine doing this. And if he does want to jump over there for some reason, we've had really weird problems with Earl's pathing. Usually he's beelining it straight to try to dry hump you, or I guess just dry heal you because he's a little bit taller than you are. So it's kind of strange for him to just be dancing around the outskirts like this. Although if you want to back off into that gigantic drill, mate, that would be quite funny. Oops. Who exactly was that to? So basically Stealth Commando on display. I mean, this one should have been, I think this one's easy, but I think it goes, oop, shit. Almost. I think it goes without saying that, yeah, this one was going to be an easy victory, despite my obvious mistakes and fuck-ups. But it's an effective weapon. We'll probably slot it in under 10 minutes here, which is not too bad. That'll do it, I think. There he goes. So, we could have done a lot quicker, but, I'm satisfied with it. Even with, I think it speaks more to the weapon's credit that even though I died several times, and apologies for the ear rape audio, that's Bethesda sound design for you. No, sorry, Fallout 76 sound design. Generally in Fallout games, the sound design is good. Like in 3, in New Vegas, and 4, and other things. Anyways, there's Earl, stupid fucking idiot. And I guess this is how the video will end, unless I record an outro. But I think that's it for this one. Good old concentrated fire. Not as good as it used to be. See, this is why I make them dance in Fallout 4, because there's some actual cool dance move. This is kind of weird. It's like Fallout First member stuff. I wonder if my subscription runs out before I get rid of this. But anyways, so this was done by the request of a viewer, and I think this one was obvious. Like, the submachine gun, surely it's not the highest damage per shot thing in the game, but it actually slaps on DPS very fast with its fire rate. You just have to be very, very close because the range on the thing is not that great, which could put you at detriment against Earl, but managed to get the job done easily. Looking for more requests, and don't say anything stupid like a non-legendary low-level 10mm pistol, because that would certainly not do it. That is way too slow, but maybe we could try out bows, crossbows maybe. Something really stupid. It's not a hunting rifle. I know you see that in the middle right of the bloody screen, but don't even ask for that. That's not happening. Thank you very much for watching, guys.